In this video, I'm going to teach you how to sign up for the DAT the right way and walk you through the exact steps you'll need to sign up for the DAT and help make sure you don't run into any issues. I'm Andrew, the founder of Predenting Dental School Admissions Advising, where we help you get accepted to your dream dental schools by helping you and your application and candidacy stand out amongst the crowd. Before we dive into me showing you exactly how to sign up for the DAT, I wanted to let you know that I made an absolutely free DAT guide that's designed to help you crush the DAT the first time you take it so you don't have to take it over and over and over again like so many people do. It's designed to give you the tips and the tricks so you study more efficiently, more effectively, and get the score you want. It's something I wish I had, and I made it for that reason, to help with this journey because I know how stressful and difficult it can be. You can download it for free at predenting.com/DAT guide. And now let's dive into the walkthrough. So the first thing that you want to do is go to ada.org and then navigate to the Education tab and go under DentPin. And then you want to click Sign In. At this point, you're going to click Register to create your new DentPin, and you're going to fill out all this general biographic information. And after you've created your DentPin and logged in, you're going to see this page. And what you want to do is go up to the Admissions Test tab and click DAT. And then that's going to take you to this disclaimer that you need to read. And the big point about this is that it tells you that once you finish this process of applying to take the DAT or sign up to take the DAT, you only have 6 months from that date to actually take your DAT, including postponements or rescheduling the DAT. If you do not meet those 6 months, you lose and forfeit the fee that you're about to pay to sign up for the DAT. And as part of this, make sure that the information that you included in this personal information section, such as your name and your address and date of birth, match exactly with what is shown on your ID, like your driver's license, because you will have to show your driver's license and ID when you go to take the DAT exam in person. And if the information like your name and date of birth don't match, you are going to be rejected from taking the DAT. You're going to be turned away and you've lost your fee. So make sure that stuff is accurate. Other than that, in this page, you're going to see that it asks if you want your DAT score to automatically be sent to your pre-health advisor. If so, put their email address in that box. And then if you want your scores or email address to be shared with dental schools, you can also select that now. And the same thing goes with if you want to be considered a minority. None of these questions really affect absolutely anything to do with the DAT or your dental admissions chances or process. So whether you select no or yes to these questions, it really doesn't matter. I typically just select no for all of them unless you genuinely want to select yes. And now we're at this page where there's a list of all the dental schools that you could possibly select your DAT score to be automatically sent to. And this is where one of my favorite hacks comes into play that can save you literally hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. So the reason why I say that is because if you want to send your DAT score out to a dental school, it costs you $50 per school in addition to the fee that you pay to take the DAT. However, right now, if you select all the schools to send your DAT score to, there is no additional fee. In other words, what I recommend that you do is to just select every single dental school that you see here. The reason being is there's really no downside to doing that. And when you do select these dental schools to send your DAT score to now, that's going to make it so you don't have to pay that $50 per school fee in the future. It's already selected. And the ADA tells us right here on this page in red that if you don't select the schools right now to send your DAT score to, that's it. Down the process, they are going to charge you. And it says it right where it says, once your application is submitted, meaning this application to take the DAT, schools cannot be added for free. This is your chance to add them in for free. Like I mentioned, I recommend you just select every dental school so that if you change your mind later in the future, you don't have to pay that $50 per school fee because it can add up quickly. If you apply to 10 schools or decide to send your score to 10 schools, that's going to cost you $500. Just select them all now and then you have peace of mind. It's one of my favorite hacks for the DAT and the sign up process. After that, we're going to click next. And this is where you're going to get bombarded with a decent amount of optional questions. These questions that you fill out about the DAT background information, like the high school you attended, the extracurriculars you were part of, things like that, do not affect your DAT sign-up process. You can skip through all this stuff and it won't have any effect on your dental application or your application to take the DAT. What I recommend doing is just click next, next, and next. And eventually, after skipping over all those optional questions that have nothing to do with your actual situation or applying for the DAT, you're going to get back to this page where you have to confirm and consent that the name that you included and the address and the date of birth and those things match your ID. Again, this is the really, really, really important thing, right? You need to make sure your name, your date of birth, and those information about you match your ID exactly, because your ID is going to be checked with this application information when you go to take your DAT. The other thing that you're consenting to is pretty much that this application fee that you're about to submit to attempt to take the DAT is non-refundable. Once you pay to take the DAT, you can't cancel it. The transaction is final and you have to take the DAT within the 6 months after you sign up. Otherwise, you forfeit the fee. So consent to those and then type in your name as your signature, and then you can proceed on to the page for payment. And we can see that for this year, the payment to take the DAT is $540. And that's why it's really important that you make sure you sign up for the DAT within 6 months of actually wanting to take the DAT, so that does not go to waste. That's also why you want to make sure that you perform well on the DAT, so you only need to take this exam once, and that's why I made that free DAT guide for you guys that you can download for free at predenting.com/DAT guide. And we can see that regardless of the number of schools that we applied to, the fee to take the DAT remains the same. So it's just that $540. And at this point, you can put in your credit card information, pay for the exam, and that's going to be that first part of this process. Because after this, we're going to go to prometric.com to actually schedule the day that you will be taking your DAT exam. And on the Prometric website, we will go to test takers, find my exam, and then in the test owner search, you want to search for ADA. And then we found the ADA, American Dental Association, so we'll click that, and to the left, we'll see schedule. And from here, it's as simple as going through the scheduling process where we'll select our state and move on through the formal process. The one thing to be cautious about is that if you need to reschedule your exam, this is where you're going to find the different fees associated with rescheduling. And as you'll see, the fee to reschedule your DAT between 1 to 4 calendar days before your actual test date is pretty significant. And then once we go through some other acknowledgments and the privacy policy review, we will get to the point where you need to put in that eligibility ID that was emailed to you from the ADA after you initially signed up for the DAT. This is where you put that in, and then you'll be able to continue on to selecting the specific location for the testing center and the specific time you'll be taking your DAT. And it's as simple as that. So now that you sign up for the DAT, if you're looking for ways to score really high on the DAT, you'll want to check out this next video where I go over the best strategy for acing a part of the PAT section of the DAT. It's going to help you answer questions faster and more accurately so you score higher. And don't forget to download your free DAT guide at predenting.com/DAT guide.